Hey, Dr. Fred, Tuesday morning, TMT transformation. Here's a shift in your mindset. Hey, do you have thoughts or do your thoughts have you? Hey, it's really easy and obvious. We can look out in the world, and what we see out in the world can affect our thoughts, determine how we feel, and really determine our experience. So we get to choose what we want to see. The difference between do you have thoughts or do thoughts have you come down to a basic principle. Number one is our experience, and whether our thoughts guide us or we guide our thoughts originates from our perception. What we experience originates from our perception. And so our perceptions are related to our past. Hey, Tracy and Jeremy, our perceptions are related to what we know, and the only thing we know is what is our past. Our past shapes our beliefs. Hey, Amy. So our perceptions related to our past shapes our beliefs, and our beliefs determine our perception, which determine our experience. And so if you want to change your perception or you want to change the conditions in your life, then change your beliefs. Now, where does that originate from? It originates, hey, Kelly and Lewis, it originates from the first primary, most important question that you can ever ask yourself. And that is, who am I? Yeah, that's our identity. So why does that question shape our beliefs and our perception? Well, in a world of complete uncertainty, when we don't know, when all we know is what's known and it's totally different outside, then what are we going to do? We're going to look outside ourselves for our new perspective and our reference point, and that's where the problem begins. Stedman Graham, who's really a world-class leader, he may be more popularly known as Oprah's husband. I saw a podcast and he made a statement, and it says, if you don't define who you are, then the world will define who you are. If you don't define who you are, then everything outside of you is going to define who you are. Now, when you allow another person or a condition outside yourself to define your identity, you're giving over your power. So whoever you give your power over to will make you less than them. Hey, Dan and Alan, Lena. Whoever you give your power over to will make you less than them. So if you're watching the news and you're believing everything outside, then what are you doing? You're giving your power over to a virus. Now that's what the news wants you to do. It wants you to fear the virus, and it shows all these stories that if I get the virus, I'm going to get pneumonia and die. So what do? So we live in fear, right? And what's that do? It takes power away from us. And so now we have to shelter ourselves, which, hey, we need to limit our exposure, but it can't eliminate exposure. And so here's the problem. Did you do your homework? So we get in fear with things that we don't understand. Hey, Carlene, we get in fear with things we don't understand. So did you do your homework? That's the only question. And so here we go. So I'm going to just give you a few stats off a little bit of homework that I did, because that's not what this is about. We have 330 million Americans. It's been said that 80% of 330 million Americans will be exposed. That means about 250 million Americans are going to be exposed. So right now there's under 40,000 that have died. But let's say it goes to 100,000, which would be a lot of people. So if you take 100,000 divided by 250 million, that's 0.0004% of the population that's going to die. That's 4/10,000ths of a percent. That means 4 out of 10,000 people are going to die. Okay. Now, if you're one of those 4, it's not really that good, right? So I was watching the news the other day, and they showed this woman, her husband got COVID-19 and he died. And so what she's saying, this is real, be scared. Of course, is the news in the business to give you inspiration? Like, do you want the news, by the time you're done watching the news on any given day, you feel more inspired, you feel better about yourself? Of course, they're not going to do that. But what's the reality? What they didn't show was the 9,000 people that said, yeah, I was diagnosed with COVID, but, I'm fine. I never got a symptom. What they didn't show was 900 people that said, yeah, I got COVID and I got flu-like symptoms, but man, I made it through and now I'm fine. What they show is the one person that died. Now, do we have sympathy and empathy for that person that died? Yes. Have people lost loved ones? Yeah, no question. People die of every year, the flu and all these things. So I'm not downplaying at all. I'm saying, are your thoughts controlling you, or are you controlling your thoughts? Because if you saw 9,900 testimonials that people are fine, you would have empathy and compassion, but would you be living in fear? Probably not. So, what you didn't see is now the government saying, oops, sorry, the majority of people aren't going to have a problem. Oops, sorry, we're coming out with this vaccination. And by the way, our friend that owns that big software company is already asking for forgiveness on liability at the first 700,000 people are going to die. Oops. Yeah, forgive us for the first 700,000 that will die from the vaccination, let alone the millions that are going to be sick. So here we are. We shelter ourselves, and then we're like, oh, I'm scared. I want to get through this. You get to the other side, you get the vaccination, and then all of a sudden now you get sick after you spent 60 days sheltering yourself, wearing a mask, and doing all this stuff. So if you do your homework, then you don't live in fear. You live with power. And then you say, I'm going to do the things. First of all, who am I? Now, that's really the question. Who are we? We're a spirit. We're incarnated in a human body. We have God moving through us. We have the power that things inside of us are greater than anything outside of us. Now we need to live that life, first of all, with a belief system. Second of all, we're created in love. Unity is the principle of who we are, not separation. We're not, the more we separate, the more the government tries to break us apart, the more we lose our basic humanness for contribution, for love and connection, for all those things. Now, am I saying we shouldn't have interpersonal distancing right now? I'm not, or social distancing. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, as human beings, this is who we are, and this drives the psychology, perpetuates the fear. Can we have social distancing? Yes. Can we project love to all of humanity? Yes. Can we do the things, get chiropractic care, go to the nutrition store, take care of yourself? Yeah. But what is your primary belief, and are you immersed in the news? So Michael Beckwith, founder of Agape Spiritual Center, gave this acronym for news: never evolving with spirit. That's what news is. Never evolving with spirit. So what do you believe? What's your belief systems? What are you putting in your mind? Psalm 91, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling, nor the pestilence that walks in the darkness, nor the destruction that walks in noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at right hand, but it shall not come near you. Do you believe that that doesn't come near you? Do you believe that my immune system's strong? Do you believe that even though you may be exposed to it, that you're not going to get sick because of your mental, emotional, spiritual beliefs, your daily rituals, how you take care of yourself? Do you believe what's inside me is more powerful, and if I do get it, I'm going to do the right things to get healthy. This doesn't come near me, and you move through whatever condition in the world. Because are we going to run into things like this again? Yeah. So what are we putting in our mind? Deuteronomy 28:7. They shall come against you one way, but they flee 7 ways. Do you believe that any supposed enemy comes towards you and you're already protected, that you walk through the valley, you don't build a house in it, right? So no matter what comes against us, what's inside of us, you are more powerful than you think. You are more powerful with what's inside you than what comes outside of you. So what is your true identity? What are you putting in your mind? We can watch the news, but we don't listen to the news. Now we take that belief system that I'm a spiritual being first, that yes, I'm having a human experience, that yes, unity is the principle, that yes, I am love and not separation, that yes, I have the daily practices and rituals of meditation and prayer and nutrition and chiropractic and the things that keep me healthy. And so now I control my thoughts. I control my thoughts. You control your thoughts. And now we move from fear and worry and doubt into inspiration, that we're in an opportunity to create a new world, even if it's your world. So what are you putting in your mind? Hey, it's just a way better life if we control our thoughts rather than our thoughts controlling us. Let's not let the world identify us. Let's identify ourselves from the inside out. And then we can live a life that takes us to another consciousness, takes us to another level. So there you go, you guys. Go to You Are More Powerful Than You Think Facebook page, like that, like You Are More Powerful Than You Think, like Dr. Fred DiDomenico, and all of these things, tools are at youaremorepowerful.com. Let's have our thoughts. Let's not let our mind get carried away. Let's put everything into perspective. Let's do our homework on what's really going on so that we can stand in confidence, stand in faithfulness. We can see with insight, not with eyesight, on how we create not only our new world, but the world around us. Okay, love you guys. Thanks.